Good evening. So I wanted to add on to the video I released earlier today about the 2024 Supercross recap. I actually left out 3 riders on the West Coast that are pretty important. One, the Frenchman Tom Viel. He was your points leader coming into Indy this last weekend, who just recently lost the red plate to go to Cameron McAdoo. Tom came over last year to start riding Supercross. Nothing super spectacular last year. Had some good rides in outdoors. But, man, he's had some really good rides this year. It was he got 2 wins back-to-back. So really, really impressive for him and really good for factory Red Bull KTM. The Austrian machines in the 250 class seem to be getting dominated quite a bit by Star Racing Yamaha boys. They got those motors figured out. Those Yamahas are nasty. We know the KYB suspension on the Yamahas. I mean, just the bone stock one is really, really good. So what they've got going on, those bikes are absolutely amazing. You know, RJ Hampshire's had success with a Husky, which is essentially a KTM. But no, it was good for Red Bull KTM to have a 250 guy out there doing it. Max Volan last year impressed me. He had some great rides last year. But I think that was definitely needed. And tip my hat to Tom Viel. I think he's here to stay. He does really well. He gets along really well. Believe it or not, with Chase Sexton. Him and Chase train together. They're friends off the track, so that's really big for Tom Viel. Jalek Swoll. Jalek's had a really rough few seasons, but he's on the new Triumph. All new bike that's never raced before, and they got a whole shot. He rode really, really, really well. Yes, he did eventually have kind of a silly tip over, but his results are gradually getting better. So that's really, really, really good for Jalek. I really am happy to see him have these building blocks. Good dude, great racer. You know, he's had some success and he's had his struggles. He's had injuries. Injuries really take a toll on these guys. It holds them up from making progress, and to be where the top of the field is really at. So it was really good showing for him, and that's great for Triumph. That was awesome for Triumph. So congratulations, Jalek Swoll and Triumph for, what they're doing and putting Triumph on the map, getting that whole shot. And they're making progress. They're making it fast. Don't count those guys out. In the next few years, who knows where they're at. And Ducati's in the game, too. Ducati's already won a moto in the Motocross Grand Prix. They just won a moto at the Motocross Grand Prix of Italy. And so they're coming into the picture here soon, probably, too, I'm sure, stateside. So it's cool to get new manufacturers in there. We can talk about the beta guys later. There could be another video or something. But it's cool that we're getting other manufacturers to get into the sport. The more guys, more teams, the more manufacturers we get into it, I think it's just better for the natural consumers. Now, last, certainly not in the least, and I feel awful for forgetting about him last night, Max Anstie. Max Anstie, the Englishman on Firepower Honda. It's basically a privateer team, meaning he had your red plate for a while too. He's had some crap luck, but, at Birmingham, was it Birmingham his bike blew up? I think it was Birmingham. Either way, he had a bike malfunction in a main event, and his interview, if you look up Max Anstie post-race interview, bike malfunction, he's just such a genuine nice guy. He really is, and he's so talented. So, I really want to touch on that with Max. Max is really cool. He's a character. He's a lot of fun to listen to talk, and he's a lot of fun to watch, and the guy is incredibly fast. And he knows what he's doing. That Firepower Honda team is very small. I think they said their whole entire team consists of only 10 guys. Could be wrong on that, but I remember that. Obviously, Dean Wilson's not there currently because of a shoulder injury. But Max is doing really, really well, and Martin Davalos is managing that team. I think it's cool. I love seeing these little teams like Firepower Honda and Club MX get in the mix, and they're mixing it up with these big guys. Suzuki's kind of doing the same thing with Ken Roxon, Kyle Chisholm, and Shane McElrath. But I feel like they got a little bit more, maybe a little bit more resources. Again, who knows how much from the old Soaring Eagles, Suzuki, RCH team to now. I really don't know how they've got that set up in there. But either way, wanted to give a shout out to those 3 dudes. Completely apologize that I forgot those, but I just wanted you guys to give a little bit of update and not to forget about those 3 riders on the 250 West Coast. So just wanted to add that to that. Oh, I also screwed up and made a mistake. I was talking about Joe Shimoda. And I was talking about how he was slow to get going on the Honda and then did really well. But that was back when he was on Pro Circuit Cowie. He's on the Honda currently. So that was my bad. I apologize. If you guys like this content, please comment, like, subscribe. I've thought about maybe doing another video. I feel like motocross and supercross is gaining some momentum. Jet Lawrence and some of the characters we have in there, Dean Wilson. I didn't mean to say Dean Wilson. Hayden Deegan. They're bringing a lot of outside people in that maybe not really know a whole lot about the sport, and it's growing, which is great. Love seeing it. I'd love it for it to be as big as the NFL is. I really would. I think that'd be fantastic. So I'm thinking about making another video that kind of breaks down the different, supercross, like how many riders, the format. Motocross, how many riders, the format. Maybe touch a little bit on the Motocross Grand Prix because they do a little bit different format, still a two-moto system, and kind of break that down. If you guys want a little bit more of a breakdown on it, so that if you want to start following this sport and watch the racing, you kind of have a little bit of understanding of what's going on, how the format works, and why maybe certain things happen with certain guys get shuffled around here and there. So anyways, y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.